Welcome to the AC 24/7 Top Story Countdown. We'll guide you through the biggest news of the day. Our focus, advocating our rights, advocating health, and advocating Earth. Here's our pick for number 4.
From a cold Iowa to a snowy New Hampshire, where voters here are in the final frigid stretch to their primary. How long you been voting in New Hampshire?
All my life.
Do you think what happened in Iowa is going to happen here in New Hampshire?
I think that is a strong possibility of yes.
Former President Trump swept 98 out of 99 counties in Iowa. Some feel it's going to be more of the same in the Granite State. And why do you feel that way?
There's a lot of people who are won't come out and actually say that they're going to vote for him, but will vote for him.
Hi.
The question is how that dynamic will play against Nikki Haley, who's jumped in recent polls, some that show her within single digits of the former president in New Hampshire. Despite her third-place Iowa finish, she polled well with moderates, which New Hampshire has a lot of. And she's now trying to position New Hampshire's primary as a two-person race to voters.
Cheers. Want some Baileys in that?
I know, yeah. Voters like Gary Houle, who says he's done with Trump, for now.
I believe in honesty. I watch all these things that are going on with him right now, and I have to believe that a lot of it's kind of true, but I am looking for an alternative Republican to run against Joe Biden. I'm leaning toward Nikki Haley.
But he painted a crucial bottom line with the former president.
I ruled him out in the primary, but if he were to win the nomination, then he'd be ruled back in.
You were surprised a little bit by the results in Iowa. Why is that?
I just didn't think he'd have that clear momentum.
Kevin Clark voted for Trump in 2016, wanting a change.
We got a bigger change than I think any of us expected.
Years later, he wants a change again, but this time from Trump. You think it'll be different here in New Hampshire?
I certainly hope so. I think New Hampshire people, they judge things on their own. They don't go by polls. They don't decide important elections by anything other than what they think is best for the country and for them.
Everybody got stickers?
Some Trump voters are confident he'll repeat.
You can feel it. There's no doubt in my mind.
Other independents are still making up their minds.
Everyone here is different, so I'm not sure, who's gonna, feel which way. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see.
To see whether it's more of the same or legitimate challenge to the former president. The countdown is on. Rain, shine, or snow. Even with weather like this?
Oh yes, we're New Hampshire people.
TheAdvocateChannel.com looks at the world through the lens of equality and inclusion. Subscribe, like, and share now. AC 24/7's Top Story Countdown continues with our producer's pick for number 3.
It is a scene of alpine beauty. The landscapes of winter at Davos. The peaks, the vistas, the snow. The World Economic Forum's theme this year, Rebuilding Trust, where it aims to hit the target. That's also the philosophy of the Davos Curling Club.
So when the skip says, here, you make the curl like that.
So that's why it's called curling, because you curl.
It curls. It curls, yes.
Think of these stones as being the economy. Various governments, prime ministers, presidents, finance ministers, they set their course and send it on its way. So many factors threaten to sweep the economy off its path. For starters, interest rates. Central bankers have hiked them to the point where economies have slowed down to kill inflation. And now they're trying to hit that target, 2%, without knocking themselves off. Global growth is expected to slow this year. I hope it's not going to spiral down. That did nothing. That did nothing. Because I wasn't able to swift enough out the way, and so the economy came to a stop. It is also the year of elections. Political candidates charting their collision course for victory, hoping to knock rivals off the stage. Good. AI is like a curling stone. Heavy, and once set free, may be difficult to control. And even if all do the right things, well, accidents can still happen.
It's unbelievable.
The world of curling can teach us much about today's global economy. Having raised interest rates and then still trying to keep things going without coming to a complete stop. And then, when all's said and done, in a competitive environment, you want to knock your competitors to one side, but you don't want to completely ruin the game.
Like the Advocate channel on Facebook for the best way to get updates on stories that advocate for equality, justice, our rights, and more. AC 24/7 continues with today's top 2 pick.
The sound of UK fighter jets lifting off, part of a US-led effort to go after Houthi militants based in Yemen. Backed by Iran, these militants, who say they're taking revenge for Israel's war on Hamas in Gaza, have been attacking container ships in the Red Sea since November. It's one of the world's most important trade routes. The violence has forced commercial shipping companies to avoid the area. And now, oil companies are following suit.
What you're seeing is a number of those oil tankers are no longer traversing the Red Sea.
Oil prices are already starting to tick higher. On Friday morning, U.S. crude climbed as much as 4.5% to $75.25 a barrel.
We see that the shipping is more restricted in the Red Sea. The price of oil is going up.
Gas prices remain relatively low for now. According to AAA, the national price of gas was $3.07 on Monday. But low prices may not be around for long.
We use about 100 million barrels of oil every single day, and that will certainly have an effect on price.
Summer says roughly 18 million barrels of oil travel every day through what's known as the Strait of Hormuz. But the situation in the Red Sea is so tenuous that oil tankers and commercial ships are taking a totally different route, all the way around the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. That adds days to the journey. Energy prices could spike, and so could the price at the pump. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Follow the Advocate channel on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated on stories that matter every day. Here's our number 1 story of the day. Take a look.
Just over 2 weeks into the new year, and U.S. lawmakers are racing around trying to keep the government up and running.
House and Senate negotiators work hard to reach an agreement on top-line government funding levels for the current fiscal year.
If they can't come to terms, funds for key government agencies, including military construction, Veterans Affairs, Transportation, the Energy Department, and Housing, will dry up.
Work continues to deliver full-year appropriations through regular order. Shutting down the government, even part of it, would interrupt this important progress.
In order to prevent a partial shutdown, the House and Senate have to pass a short-term funding extension and get it to the president's desk. The deadline, 11:59 p.m. Eastern on Friday.
Now, while most Democrats and Republicans want to avoid a shutdown, a small group of hard-right extremists seem dead set on making a shutdown a reality.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says a bipartisan effort is needed for the continuing resolution. But House Speaker Mike Johnson is getting grief from some in the GOP, including the House Freedom Caucus, who posted, quote, "This is what surrender looks like."
The only tactic the hard right has in its playbook is to bully everyone else into submission, just like Donald Trump does.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Thanks for watching the Advocate channel's top stories. We're on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Follow, like, and share, or check out advocatechannel.com for even more stories that advocate for you.